Okay, so trigonometry comes from the Greek words trigon, trigon. So trigonometry comes from trigon, that means triangle, and metron, that means measure. So it's technically the measure of the triangle, right? So a trigonometric ratio, which is what we've been doing. A trigonometric ratio, so y over r, x over r. These were all ratios. And a ratio means you're comparing two things. And if you compare two things, it can be in a fraction form. And that's what we've been doing. So, the sine of theta is the opposite over the hypotenuse. The cosine of theta is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the tangent of theta is the opposite over the adjacent. Yes, you have. It certainly is. SOHCAHTOA. That's it. So, first of all, angle A, the side across from angle A is A. Angle B, the side across from angle B is B. And across from the right angle is C, and that's the hypotenuse. So, if I was given A and B, and I needed to find angle A, what would I use? Look, if I'm given A and B, you don't know that. You don't know that these are the same at all. You know this is 90, but you don't know what these are. There. What? So watch. If I'm given this side, and I want to find this angle, this is the opposite over the adjacent, right? So which one would I use? Tangent. Me too. Okay. Is that what you're asking? Okay. Holy moly. This is scary. If this is angle A, Isaac, which side besides the hypotenuse touches it? That's the adjacent. The one that doesn't touch it is the opposite.
Oh, so it's not always going to be adjacent to the bottom?
No, never.
But C is always going to be
The hypotenuse is always going to be across from the right angle. Okay, how did you all get here? This is crazy to me. Crazy. Yeah, I don't think I'm okay. You guys are okay. I'm not okay right now. Okay. All right. Okay. So, if I'm given this, the sine of x equals 2 over 3. So, I'm looking for what angle makes a sine of 2 over 3. Okay? So, if I'm solving an equation, what's the opposite of x squared? Like if I want to undo the x squared, I take the square root. What's the inverse of the x cubed? The cube root. So, anytime, so listen to all the words. Anytime I'm looking for an angle, I have to undo the sign. And I'm going to use the inverse. So, if I take the inverse on this side, I'm going to take the inverse on this side. And when I do that, this is what it gives me. And when you type this in, it gives you the angle then. So in your calculator, you have to use the one with the inverse button. I'm not sure, Isaac. What did you get? Thank you. So it's degrees because we found an angle. So this one I just stopped because there was a 0. And normally it's going to tell you, all right, and we're going to truncate. We're not going to round. Truncate means stop. Okay? Okay. Everybody type in now. Okay, listen though. Before you pick up your calculators and start typing. So this one, what did I find? I found the degree. This one, am I finding the degree? I'm given the degree, so you don't use the inverse. You only use the inverse if you're finding the angle. So this one, we're just going to type tangent of 11 and push enter. No. What? Because you didn't listen when I told like the 500 times make sure you have a calculator, Isaac? You did not give it to her. She had one. Did you have one? Is he covering for you? He gave you his? Aw. I'm still going to yell at you. You should have gotten 2 to start with. Okay. It should be in degree mode, and I'm going to tell you how you can check. Next to the second button, there's a button that says mode. If you push mode, when it opens, it should be in degrees because I had first period set them. So if it's in radians, change it to degrees. Okay, I didn't write these down. Surely you got these right. All you had to do is type these in. Check with her. See if you guys have the same answers. Okay, so this time I want to find the angle measure. So this time you're using the inverse when you type it in. So the inverse of tangent, the inverse of cosine, and the inverse of sine. Type those in and check with your neighbor. No, stop at like 3 or 4, yeah. Check with your neighbor. Make sure you have the right answers. Let's go to 3 and stop. See, I'm saving you work. Yes, truncate. Okay, is everybody good? I'm moving on. What? Truncate. Do you have a phone? That calculator does sign in it. It does. It does. Turn it sideways. It's on there. I know. Okay, don't move, Isaac. No. Okay. Shh. I'm going on. Shh. I'll come back to you, okay, Angie? I'm not ignoring you. All right. So, look at this one right here. So, which side am I looking for? I'm looking for ST right here. So, I'm given 4290. So, can I find angle U? Yes. Okay. What would angle U be? Right. You would subtract, correct? Yes. And so it's not asking for that, but it does on your homework. So you would just subtract. You would take 180 minus 90 minus 42. I don't know. What do you get here? Okay. Now, this is asking for this side right here. And I'm given that angle. So, if I'm given this angle, I have 42. So, this side touches the 42, Isaac's. Hallelujah. So, if it's the adjacent over the hypotenuse, what am I going to use? Cosine. So, the cosine of 42 equals ST over 9.5. So before you start anything, do I have to use the inverse cosine?
Yeah.
I don't, because I already know the angle. So you don't use the inverse if you already know the angle. So if I put a 1 under this, can I cross multiply and get my ST? I can. Say it happily. You can, Mrs. Archer. Thank you. And what do you get? Yes. And this one's inches because it's labeled inches. On B, what am I looking for? I'm looking this time for the hypotenuse. I do.
You don't have to prove it. I believe in you.
When I have something to trace, I can do it. It's all okay. It's all okay. All right, look. Come on. I'm going to listen to this recording, and I'm... All right. All right, so this is the side I want. I'm given this angle, so I have, for this angle, I have opposite over hypotenuse. Which one is that? I would, well, only if you want to get these right. Okay, so the DF is the hypotenuse, and it's on the bottom. So when I cross multiply this time, I get so how do I solve for DF? What do you mean I can't, Isaac? Of course I can. What is it? 8, 7. You got it? What do you type? I bet you got a mistake, honey. Is it 17? Okay. Okay, next one. What do I want? BC. So, if I have angle 18, BC is what, Isaac? Oh, thank God. So, this time, what do I have? I have opposite and adjacent. Which one of those is it? Tangent of 18. opposite is 12 over BC. If I put a 1 and cross multiply,
Is this actually pretty easy?
I know it is. 9 to what?
That'd be degrees, right?
Feet. It's a side. Okay. Yes. I didn't put feet behind it? Which one? Oh, thank you. Okay, everybody try this one. All right. So here's the problem you're all having. Watch. This is the 90 degrees. So where's the hypotenuse? So this is your hypotenuse. If this is your angle, what's the adjacent to the angle? This is the adjacent one. Is that the one you want? No. You want the opposite. So opposite over hypotenuse is sine. Sine of 27 is going to equal JL over 13.6. So if you put a 1 under and cross multiply the sine of 27 times 13.6, and you probably want to put the 13.6 first before the sine, or it'll multiply the 36 and the 13.6 together. Or 13. What is it? How many of you got this? Oh, wait. Why did that jump to the top? Isaac, stop it. Push the pause.